Hello everyone, I'm Lori with Behavior Education at Spirit Keeper Animal Sanctuary. Welcome to Training Tuesday for December 5th, 2023. First up is a Morelia bredli named Synara. She has only been here 2 months. She's early in her training process, but she's doing very well. She orients to the target. She changes direction when the target changes direction, and she takes the reinforcement when it's offered. I thought about making a serious video this week, and then I thought, well, maybe I should make an amusing training video this week. Thanks to my Brazilian rainbow boa, Rowena, this video ended up being seriously amusing. And I wish I could say that this behavior is unusual for her, but it's not. Something always goes wonky with all of her training sessions. She orients towards the target very well. Then when she goes to take the reinforcer, that's when things go awry. She totally missed the rodent, totally didn't have her mouth anywhere near the rodent, and she bit my tongs. If you have a snake that tends to do this, I recommend that you do not get tongs that have rubber on the ends because it just makes the teeth stick in there all that more. So she is coiling and wrapping my tongs. Her teeth are on the end of the tongs and the rodent is laying in her dirt. I'm used to this. It's not a big deal for me. I just work with her until I can slip the tongs out. And I get the tongs almost all the way out, and now her head and neck are free, and it's sort of, her head and neck are flailing around the dirt around the rodent now until she finally grabs onto the now very dirty rodent and she picks it up in her mouth. So as I said, this is not the first time that this has happened. Something like this always happens with her. So I move her over to an area that's not in the dirt. I actually thought about setting her in the water. She really likes the water and it doesn't faze her at all to eat in the water, and I thought it would wash off the rodent, but I just cleaned that water. It's brand new water and I didn't want to get it dirty. So I moved her over on top of her humid hide and I get the tongs out from her body, and she had the rodent in her mouth, but then she drops the rodent and she has herself all twisted up in a knot. She's basically constricting herself, her own body, and she has dropped the rodent in the dirt. Now this is pretty typical. She always, once she grabs the rodent, drops it. And then she'll try to eat it backwards, and she'll smush her nose into it and move her nose all around the rodent until a few minutes later she finally bites the rodent and eats it. And by that time, it's filthy and it's dirty. And so Rowena eats a lot of dirt. This happens every training session. And, you know, she's only been training with me, 5 years? I'm proud of how she orients towards the target. I am proud that she understands what the target means and that she will move to the target. I just wish that she were a little bit more skillful in her prey handling techniques, and she was a little bit cleaner about her eating, and that she practiced a little bit better food hygiene than she does. But apparently the dirt doesn't bother her because she eats a lot of it. And what she usually does after she eats is spend time in her water dish, swimming or soaking. After that fiasco, I just had to end with the perfect session with my Brisbane Coastal Carpet Python, Zeb Aurelios. I call him Zeb. He orients towards the target perfectly. He changes direction when I ask him to. He pauses when I flatten the target to mark the end of the behavior. And he nicely and quite correctly takes his reinforcer.